Okay, in this video here, we're going to take a look at how to replace the load cable for the Neo 30 units. So if you have a frayed wire or the jacket's been damaged to it, what you're going to need to do is simply power up the unit. So you're going to put your battery in. You're going to press the green button so you have power to the unit. And then what you are going to want to do is pull down on the handle while pulling the cable at the same time. So that way you can pull the rest of the cable out of it. So then once you fed the cable down to the very end, it kind of like jumps back and forth a little bit. You'll kind of detect that. But what you need to do is you got to pull it and let it so it stops. At that point, you're going to remove the battery and you're going to look that there is a set screw. That set screw is what you're going to need to remove to release the wire then from the unit. So once you've loosened that up, you'll be able to simply pull the wire out. There you can kind of see the little hole that it goes into. So once you have your next wire ready, simply just feed it down through the hole to the top and then feed it into that same hole that we just seen there a second ago. It's a little tricky to get that in there, but once you get it situated, you're going to want to then just kind of like simply hold it in place while tightening up the set screw once again. So make sure you get it nice and tight. So give it a nice tug, make sure it's not coming out at all. Then you're going to put your battery in because you're going to need to feed the rest of the cable onto it. Once that's in, the goal is to feed the cable into the first yellow mark. That's exactly 2 revolutions as it talks about in the owner's manual. So what you're going to do then is power on the unit, and you are going to push up on the handle while creating tension, and it should like automatically feed right to that point, and then you're set. You can put that as your lowest point. Otherwise, if you want to continue to feed the cable on, you can feed it on to the next yellow point, and that is the max amount, 1.4 meters that the drum can hold. Any more than that could result in issues with operation. It can cause it to jam. So you just want to have it so it's just inside. That's the perfect amount. At that point in this video here, I start showing you how to remove the old wire from the hanging point, and I get a little off of camera, and so this part's kind of lost. You don't get to see it that well. I didn't see that. However, I did go to the manual to show you a couple things, and I've also done a video where I showed you how to adjust it. So in the second manual, that's the installation manual, there it'll show you how to feed the wire on. On page 5, you'll note that you make a complete revolution all the way around feeding the wire on. When you come on the second time, there's like a little pass-through that you can pass the cable through. There you'll find a set screw then that you will tighten up to create the tension on your wire. And here's the rest of that video. Okay, so we've taken the rope down from the hanging point, and so what we need to do is we need to reduce this here by 14.5 inches. So to do so, there's a couple bolts that need to be loosened up. So I'm going to take my M4 Allen key and loosen up both of these right here. Okay, once I got those loosened up, just enough to create a little slack so this thing can now slide a little bit to be able to feed wire through. Then there is a set screw right here that is an M2. So I'm going to get that out and loosen this up as well. I have to loosen the Allen key out, so the Allen head, the set screw, to loosen the set screw so that way we can make adjustments here. So again, we said we needed 14.5 inches. So I'm going to take my tape measure here and just figure out how far I need to lower this back to. So basically right here. So what I'm going to do now is pass the cable through and then pull it till I get to my point that I want to tighten it up at. So then now I can just go back and tighten my set screw around this. Then after I've done that, I'm going to pull the remaining of the slack through. So I have then a nice tight connection there, and then come back through and tighten these back up. So if you're going to install this permanently, you can cut this cable down to this point here. Otherwise, I just end up tying it up so that way the slack's not hanging down and in the way.